Hello everyone, my name is Saul and this is my nonfiction story, and the title is Better Off Without Him. And just to briefly summarize it, it's pretty much a story about some of the experiences that I went through with my partner, which is now my ex, and just pretty much describing some of the toxicity that came along with it. And what inspired me to write this piece would be that this weekend I had actually seen him, and the way I reacted kind of prompted me to say I want to kind of write about this, and just to get certain feelings out that I wanted to get out. What surprised me about this text was pretty much like how easily I was able to just write it. It's honestly, it's if you've ever been in love or dealt with anyone, you remember certain things daily. I know I do, and it's just, I guess, the more I've thought about it, it's easier for me to recall some of the stuff that pretty much went on, and then some of the aspects that the text posed as a challenge was the way I wrote it. I didn't use any dialogue, so it kind of when I read it, it kind of sounded like it was just me, just like the writer just talking rather than writing. I don't know if that kind of makes sense. So I was kind of confused about that. Some of the success from this text was to be able to provide that background knowledge that y'all as the reader more than likely would need to know for me to be able to explain what happened at the end, which is what happened this past weekend. And where can I see this piece evolving would be, I guess, like maybe like in the future, if I was to do another writing assignment, kind of like break it up and be able to do several different pieces. Is kind of all related to each other, but they're different, because that is another challenge actually that I had with this piece, just because it was so much information and so many experiences that I could get off my chest that I went through during this relationship. It was to be able to put it all down. I felt like I didn't want it to be too long, so that was a difficult part for me, to be able to put as much in there as I felt like y'all needed to know what happened, to describe the toxicity, but to not put too much. That was an issue as well. So if I could break the story up and kind of provide more details, so as this piece won't be too long. I guess some of the sentences, some of the questions I have for y'all to answer. The first one is, do you think not having any dialogue was a bad choice? I honestly didn't even think about it until after I had written it, and I was like, oh, I don't have any dialogue. But just, I don't know, give me y'all's critiques, feedback on that. Maybe some parts where could there have been some dialogue. The setting. What about the setting? Like when I described certain parts of the bar and the dance floor, the scene where I was walking and jumping into ditches, were y'all able to kind of visualize what I was writing? And then I guess the last part would be, do you feel like the story had structure to it the way it was written? Just let me know what y'all think about that, and I'm open to any feedback. Thank y'all.